My childhood trauma gets even more traumatic? The truth about zombies. And Jason and I talk about the Coen brothers for 3.5 hours. Yes, you'll hear all about this and more on today's How Did This Get Made? Last Looks. Hit the theme!
When you correct what they missed and explain the plot twist, it's Last Looks. Last Looks. You need help from Paul and he takes your call. It's Last Looks. Last Looks. Yeah, it's Last Looks. Ooh, Last Looks. Ooh, Last Looks.
Hello, all my fellow paw ticklers. It's me, your host, Paul Scheer, and welcome to How Did This Get Made? Last Looks, where you, the listener, get to voice your issue on movies like My Boyfriend's Back, a film that Discord user Dr. Guts thinks should have had the tagline, My Boyfriend's Back. It's the necrophilia good movie of the year. All right, pretty good. Thank you, Dr. Guts, for that alt movie tagline, and a big shout out to Bears in Love for that opening theme song. You know, the Last Looks episode depends on you, your calls, your comments, your songs, your alt movie taglines. Well, how do you submit? Well, it's easy. Just go on the Discord at discord.gg/hdtgm and you can submit your own alt movie tagline. But if you are more of a song person, well, just go to hdtgm.com, click the Submit a Song button, and you can live the same kind of glory that Bears in Love got today when I thanked them for that opening theme song. Now, I got to tell you, we released our first ever video clip of How Did This Get Made? This is not going to be a normal thing. We just wanted to play with it for one time. We may do it again, but I have to say the reaction to it was amazing. We got over 1 million views in just 2 days on Instagram. And I want to say this. If you like seeing us live and in person, well, guess what? This holiday season, you can see Jason, June, myself, and Jessica St. Clair all in the same room as we do our annual How Did This Get Made holiday special. That's right, December 10th, 6 p.m. Pacific time. We're all going to be in the dark web studio broadcasting together. It is going to be live on Veeps, but your ticket will allow you to watch it anytime. So we are live worldwide with a holiday movie yet to be announced. People, get on it. Get on it and watch it. We will love to bring you into the live chat and more because we're stepping up our game. But don't worry about that. That's in the future. Right now, we are going to get into what's on your mind. We're going to dig into the corrections and omissions of My Boyfriend's Back, and we'll even share an exclusive deleted scene from our episode. And later in the episode, Jason stops by because we have an emergency to talk about. That's right. Vanity Fair has released 3 covers labeling the boys of Hollywood, which seem very similar to the Geek Sqwad. We have opinions, and we're going to bring on our 21-year-old intern to help break it all down. So that's in just a little bit. And boy, we got a lot to say about this. Anyway, last, as always, I will reveal the movie for next week's episode. And let me tell you, we got so much good stuff coming up here. We're bringing you into December with a lot of Christmas. So enjoy your Thanksgiving and then go full on Christmas with How Did This Get Made? You can catch June in Weapons right now, streaming on HBO Max. Jason is on the 2nd season of The Man on the Inside. And guess what? Dark Web every Monday, completely free on YouTube. We are lost in the woods and we are introducing our very first special guest. You don't want to miss that, so check all of that out. Our last episode was just for YouTube kids. We're doing weird stuff. It started off one way, and we're growing. We're changing. We also got merch. Anyway, don't worry about that, because right now, I want to worry about you. Let's get into it. Let's talk about My Boyfriend's Back. We had questions. We might have even missed a few things. Here is your chance to set us straight. Fact check us, if you will. It is now time for Corrections and Omissions.
For corrections and omissions. It is time for corrections and omissions. Omissions. It is time for Corrections Omissions.
Thank you, Mike Thomas, for that theme song. That ruled. I love that. Let's go to the Discord. Dell Preston writes, Paul said that Andrew Lowry was 23 when this came out, as does the IMDb's movie page. But the birth date listed on Andrew's own IMDb page would have made him 29. This makes so much more sense. I was so annoyed with this piece of misinformation that I submitted an edit to IMDb to correct it, and it was accepted. All right. There we go. There we go. Now, I don't understand how the movie's IMDb page is different than his own IMDb page. But Dell, you took matters into your own hand. You didn't just complain. You brought it to the manager, and the manager fixed it. This is a good example of our community working together to make things better. All right. Corgi Herder writes, when the sheriff comes in to check on his daughter, Missy, he's holding a musical lesson book for accordion, guitar, piano, and organ, and it's in Spanish. We never see him play music, and they never speak Spanish. Now, I checked this out. Yes, that is true. We know he didn't speak Spanish, but yes, there is a book for accordion, guitar, piano, and organ. And let me tell you, I think this movie could have used the sheriff speaking in Spanish and playing an accordion. I think it would have been really, truly the thing that brought this movie just over the edge. Now, Dr. Guts isn't just about alt movie taglines. He's also coming to us with information. And Dr. Guts writes this. Part of the reason why the title probably doesn't make much sense is that it was originally called Johnny Zombie, and the studio changed it. Okay, now we're getting to something. Why? Well, in an interview with writer Dean Lorey, he explained that Disney asked to change the title and the film's original premise. Lorey said, look, the title was much better and my original script was much better. I thought, it's funny because without going into the plot, there was a whole world of zombies that lived in the cemetery. This kid, Johnny, is the only one that left the cemetery to go to the prom. But the rule was, as soon as you left the cemetery, you begin to decay like a regular zombie. I think, by the way, this is Paul talking, that's also part of the premise of Dead Heat. Anyway, we'll get into it. So I go to Disney for my very first meeting to get notes on the script. They say, hey, we love the script. It's so funny. The first thing we want to do is get rid of the zombies. I said, well, it's called Johnny Zombie. It's about these zombies. And they go, yeah, we just want the one zombie. So right then, literally half the movie gets thrown out. Oh my gosh, I feel bad for Dean Lorey. It's hard. It is hard to be a screenwriter in this town. Now especially because a lot of people not working at all. But back then, hard too. All right, let's go to the phones. Mike from New Jersey, what do you got?
Hey, everyone. Big fan of the show. Just wanted to reach out. And while My Boyfriend's Back was such a fantastic episode, I did want to say Jason was seemingly confounded that zombies would be eating flesh and not brains. But actually, George Romero's Night of the Living Dead from the 60s, which kind of establishes the Americanized version of zombies, they were flesh eaters. They were not after brains. I don't think until Return of the Living Dead kind of established that trope. So thank you for all the entertainment. Keep going. We love you. Bye.
Okay. That's what I like to hear, Mike. Bringing in some hard zombie facts. I like flesh more. I think flesh is better than brains. Who wants to disagree with me? I don't know. Brains seems like, I don't know. It seems trite. It seems silly. Flesh. Let them eat flesh. That's what Marie Antoinette said, right? Let them eat flesh. I'm not sure. Anyway, let's go to the phones now to hear from Mary Kate.
Hi, Paul. I had to pause the most current episode, My Boyfriend's Back, because just like it unlocked a childhood memory for you, it unlocked one for me. This movie came out when I was in first grade, and it's problematic that I watched it through a 7-year-old lens. However, I discovered that this is where my irrational fear of zombies and my reoccurring nightmares of zombies originated from. So I really appreciate this episode and uncovering this this traumatic nightmare experience for myself as a 7-year-old. Thank you. Bye.
Mary Kate, of course, that is what this show is supposed to do. Unlock childhood trauma. I wrote a whole book about it. By the way, great gift for the holidays. Now with the paperback edition, it's a stocking stuffer. I'll even sign it, but you could just get that, a bunch of extra pages, and then the website has a bunch of fun stuff. If you've read the book, I mean, you can go look at it. It just won't make as much sense because I did it myself. Anyway, thank you, Mary Kate. And I want to apologize just for a second about that joke I made about Marie Antoinette. All right, Mike from Orlando, what do you got?
Hey guys, just watched My Boyfriend's Back, and it's a fun fact that Jason mentioned it felt like Buffy because the lead actor was in Buffy 1 year prior, playing the douchey friend of Buffy's boyfriend, which is a mouthful. Anyway, thought that was fun. Please come to Orlando, and you brace yourself. Bye-bye.
Well, Mike, let's check it out. Yep, he is also talking about Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the Christy Swanson version, which, you know, as true Buffy fans are known to. I mean, look, do we accept it? Yeah, we do. But that's not the one I'm talking about. Most of the time, I'm not talking about that one. It's actually better than you think. Paul Rubens is very good in that movie. Christy Swanson too, I guess. Yeah. I mean, I haven't watched it enough to have an opinion on it, but that's not the Buffy. But I do appreciate this information. Thank you, Mike from Orlando. Let's go back to the Discord. Mnoland. Okay. Mnoland writes, Tracy Lind accused Dodi Fayed of abuse in 1997, but dated her much earlier in the late 80s, early 90s, possibly even when My Boyfriend's Back was filming. In 1997, Fayed was engaged to model and aspiring actress Kelly Fisher and basically jilted her with his father's encouragement for Princess Diana as portrayed in The Crown. In fact, Kelly Fisher held a press conference in the middle of 97 with her lawyer, Gloria Allred, where she announced that she was suing Fayed but dropped the suit 2 weeks later after Dodi and Diana died. If Tracy Lind's accusations about Dodi's abuse during their relationship happened 2 weeks before he died, it would make sense that they possibly were related to Fisher's lawsuit, but Lind had not been dating him for a few years at that time. You are 100% right, Mnoland. I just kind of took some of those facts out because it just got to be a lot of names and things we didn't know. So yes and no, you are right. I knew it. You're correcting me. You're right too. I knew it. I just kind of held it back. But there we go. The wild and weird world of Dodi Fayed. Wow. I also liked that his dad encouraged him, you know, dump that zero and get with that hero. Del Preston writes, back with another revelation. Del, here we go. The secret pause for nudity moment in Teen Wolf might exist after all. Wait a second, Del. What are you talking about? Okay, right at the end, after they won the basketball game against the Bullies team. I know about this, and that is a spoiler. The camera pans out to show the whole stadium and people cheering from the bleachers, but there's one woman in the crowd wearing a red sweater and blue jeans, and her fly is undone all the way. She tries to zip it up and then cover it with a jacket, but she is also still trying to cheer with her arms in the air. So you do see blurry underwear. Okay. I thought somebody's penis was out in that movie. Maybe I'm wrong. But you know what? Our good friends over at the Confused Breakfast, they actually pulled this moment, and you can watch it. And apparently the extra said that her pants are so tight that she unzipped them. So there you go. She's reacting as if she didn't know she was going to have to get up, even though it's a scripted film. It's like the team was going to win. Anyway, I'm not going to get too caught up in that extra story. But you know what? Anytime to see underwear as a child is a good time. Radek writes, not a correction or omission, but I have a big theory on Brian Orlando's nudity remote. He totally walked in on his dad watching a porn, right? And as the dad tried to think fast of being caught, he was like, yeah, there's actually normal TV, but the special remote I had in my hand makes these women naked, and I must have activated it by mistake. Whoa, Radek, what did you do? You just broke my whole brain open. Wow. I love that idea. I love that idea. And you know what, by the way, Orlando's Electronics, that shirt, that sticker, everything about it is available now on our How Did This Get Made store. Just go to hdtgm.com and get yourself an Orlando's Electronics shirt. But wow, you know what? Honestly, Radek, I haven't had my breath taken away like this in a very, very long time. And I think without any further ado, I must say, Radek, you are this week's Correction and Omission winner. Embrace yourself. Yeah, you brace yourself for this amazing song from our friends, the Action Jackson 5.
Brace yourself! 'Cause you will! You will nothing!
All right, if you want to chime in with your own thoughts about the latest episode, hit up our Discord or call us at 619-PAULASK. Coming up after the break, Jason will stop by for Just Chat. And if you want even more of me and Jason this week, well, guess what? We're on Blank Check, baby. That's right, Jason and I are on Blank Check for 3 hours and 45 minutes talking about the Ballad of Buster Scruggs. And if you're still not full of me and Jason, well, guess what? I'm on Conan Needs a Friend this week. I return. Had a great time with Conan. He is the absolute best. All right, so you got a lot of Paul and Jason and Conan listening coming up, but get ready because after the break, we're going to add even more to the pile. But first, take a listen to this bonus deleted scene from My Boyfriend's Back as we talk about 90s movies and Laserdiscs.
It's also like this movie had none of what I consider to be the 90s hallmarks. You know, it feels like it's an 80s movie because it's
Like,
playing in that sandbox.
Come out
Yeah.
94? I thought
a year
90
later.
I had it on Laserdisc, so I'm trying to think of like
What?
Oh yeah, I
Were
really.
you still pausing on Laserdisc, and did it make it easier?
Well, I was too busy flipping it.
Flipping it? Oh, remember,
Middle of the movie.
Remember when the Laserdisc player that flipped it itself came out?
Holy
that was
shit.
a game Gen X,
changer.
let's go.
Listen, I know I've said this before, but the first time I went to Paul's apartment in New York City, I saw, a cabinet full of Laserdiscs, and I thought, all right.
I'm still upset. I'm still upset you don't have those anymore.
I know, me too. Welcome back. By now, I'm sure you've noticed that every week on How Did This Get Made, we re-release old episodes back into our feed. But maybe if you're a new listener, you didn't know they were old. Well, they are. These matinee episodes come out every Tuesday. This week's matinee was Diana the Musical. Oh, I mean, you see the connection. And next week's will be Valerian in a City of 1,000 Planets with Jessica St. Clair and Doug Benson. So keep on checking out all of our replays of classic episodes every Tuesday. And now, without any further ado, it is time to welcome Jason to Last Looks for a little Just Chat. Jason, big news in the world of the Geek Sqwad.
You know what? Here we are. Bam, 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 bam. Emergency episode.
Emergency episode. We must address that Vanity Fair has attempted to put together their version of the Geek Sqwad.
They're trying to codify the Geek Sqwad. And you know what? Nice try, print journalism.
You didn't do it. We were there before you, and I think we have some major issues.
Yeah.
Now, if you are not familiar with what's going on in the Vanity Fair world, well, let me tell you. This week, they released their Hollywood edition of Vanity Fair.
Which I will say I always love. It's been my favorite issue since I had a Vanity Fair subscription when I was a teenager.
100%. I love it. Oftentimes, it's like your favorite actors all in these great tableaus.
Yeah.
And it's great. Great interviews are in there. I love it. We love Vanity Fair. But they did select their own Geek Sqwad. This year, they did it a little bit differently. 3 covers with 3 different sets of men on them.
I'm so sorry, Paul.
Yes.
I'm so sorry, Paul.
Yes,
Paul,
yes.
Shut your mouth.
Wait a second. Okay, yes.
They are not men, as these covers tell us. These are the boys.
Oh, you're right. The boys.
And that is quintessential for Geek Sqwad. These are boys. These are the boys. These are not our men. These are our boys.
These are our boys. And let me tell you, they have the ages of men, because I will quickly give you the cover selection right now. Cover 1, Jeremy Allen White, 34.
The Bear.
Aesop Rocky, 37.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
I didn't realize Rocky was that old. Yeah.
Yeah. Glenn Powell, 37.
Oh, my God.
Lakeith Stanfield, 34. Callum Turner, 35. Cover 2, Riz Ahmed, 42.
Wow, wow, wow.
Jonathan Bailey, People Magazine's hottest man of 2025.
Paul, I'm so sorry. I have to stop you. I think you mean sexiest man.
You're right. You're right. Again, this is why I need...
And if these magazines collaborated, it would be sexiest boy, and we'd all be on the Epstein list.
Jonathan Bailey, 37. Harris Dickinson, 29. Now, we're going to get back to him in a second.
Okay.
Andrew Garfield, 42. And then we go to cover 3, which is Paul Mescal, 29.
Yeah. Great.
Michael B. Jordan, 38. And Austin Butler, 34.
Okay. So some of our guys are in here.
Some of our guys are in here.
Yeah.
Now, there's been a lot of debate. I mean, a lot of debate, because I think that we knocked off a couple of these guys. We knocked off Glenn Powell.
Interesting too. Well, some of these guys are just too old.
They're too
like
old.
I think, and or just have had too like Michael B. Jordan's been acting since he was a kid. Friday
him off
Night
that
Lights,
list.
The Wire. Like,
Get him off.
Get him out of there. No way. Absolutely not. AG, get Garfield out of there. I don't want any old Spider-Man in my Geek Squad.
You can't have... I mean, Riz Ahmed, great actor. Don't
Incredible.
view him as... First of all, don't view him as a boy.
No.
And
No,
don't
come
view
on.
him as part of the Geek Squad.
No, get him out of there. Geek Squad is for I will say Geek Squad is for the boys.
I mean, 100%. I mean, now
like the Bear Geek Squad, Mezcal Geek Squad, Harris Dickinson Geek Squad. I mean, these are Geek Squads.
And now here's the other thing. I will say that, look, a lot of people have taken a lot of, issue with the fact that there's only boys, no boys and girls. Because
this is embarrassing. This is embarrassing
truly.
for Vanity Fair. This is just what is this? Is this an attempt to speak to the male loneliness epidemic? To be like, hey, look at the boys. Boys can hang out together.
These boys, I mean, they couldn't even get all the boys in one location together.
They couldn't even get all the boys on under one umbrella, Paul.
Yes.
There's some of these guys, if it rains, some of these guys are getting wet.
I mean, this is the thing. These boys are hard to pin down. Now, I will just remind our audience that our boys that we wanted to hear it for, Timmy Chalamet. Why is he not on the list?
I'm surprised Timmy's not on this. But by the way, if he turned it down, solid move.
I believe he did. By the way, did you see this thing that him and Adam Sandler did? It's my favorite. All right. So, when the award seasons come, every studio kind of figures out different ways to promote their film. So a majority of these things are screenings, right? But there's also a lot of press that goes on. Like you'll see that Adam Sandler is doing a sit down with David Letterman. Now, part of that is because, yes, Letterman wants to interview him, but also part of that is it is press for Jake Kelly, the movie that is going to be nominated for Oscars. Now, what I saw this past weekend, it blew my mind. Timothée Chalamet and Adam Sandler played 2-on-2 basketball in a gymnasium with fans as part of their Academy Award promotion. They did like a 30-minute interview with each other. They interviewed each other and
while
then
they
just played. That was first. They had two chairs facing each other. They had two chairs facing each other on a basketball court. They pulled those chairs away, and then they just pulled people up from the audience and played 2-on-2 basketball.
By the way, I love that.
I love it.
I think that's awesome. I only wish that the interview had taken place during the game. So while they're playing, they're complimenting each other. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, get it.
That would have been very funny. Oh, I'll watch that. That's cool.
It's really made me laugh because I sent it to a friend and they were like, this is clearly an example of like two actors going, we got this. Let us go. And it's great. It's actually more organic and more interesting than anything else I've seen. So Timmy Chalamet, Austin Butler on our list, Nicholas Hoult, Jeremy Allen White.
I don't think Nick Hoult is Geek Squad. I don't.
We kicked him off. I believe we kicked him
did.
off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm just saying, but these is like what we were talking about.
These are the people we just discussed.
Yes, these are the people we discussed. Again, because I don't think we ever really fully honed in.
Yeah.
We had moments, right? Jeremy Allen White, we kicked him off, but then we brought him back, but then we kicked him off again.
I don't know. I mean, Jeremy Allen White, I think I would put in Geek Squad.
You would.
I think he's at the very least pledging Geek Squad. I don't know.
All right. So this is interesting. This is interesting. Now, we had Jacob Elordi.
Yeah.
Not on the Vanity Fair covers in a big giant movie.
Oh, yeah.
Why is he not on the thing?
It's interesting he's not in there.
Yeah.
I would think maybe he's too tall for everybody. Maybe he would, because all these guys I think are like under 5'6".
Okay.
So, and he's like 6'7" or something. He's like James Comey height. He's like Greg Davies height.
Do you think that people have like turned it down because maybe they didn't want to be one of the boys?
Well, I do believe one of the things they, yes, I think absolutely. I think some people turn it down because I want to be the only person on the cover of a magazine. Or I think publicists probably suggest that type of stuff in that same way that people are told to turn down sexiest man alive, serious actors like, not that, forgive me, not that,
Jonathan Bailey.
Jonathan Bailey is not.
I worked with
actor.
Jonathan I worked with him as a director, and I'm going to tell him.
I don't mean that in any kind of slight, but just that it is.
No, I hear what you're saying. Yes,
but that it is something that people are told by publicists. Oh, don't solicit that kind of attention. You're in these kind of movies,
right?
Of a thing.
Exactly. Like Timmy Chalamet would probably say no to sexiest man.
Well, what did Leonardo DiCaprio say to him? Leonardo DiCaprio's advice it's famous, to Timothy Chalamet. There's no hard drugs, no superhero movies, no sequels, or there's a third one. It's not no sequels, but I can't remember. There's a third pillar to that, which I think was very smart.
So I'm looking at these Vanity Fair covers, and I'm like, all right, this is something where, I feel like they missed the mark. I feel like our mark was a little bit better because we did include
Barry
people.
Keoghan?
Yeah, why not?
He?
Why is he not here?
Or maybe he's like the Geek Sqwad character actor. I like him quite a bit.
I do too. Now, I will say this. You weren't on this episode, but our intern, Quinn, who is the youngest person on our entire staff, was able to put together her Geek Sqwad list. She had some hot takes, and we're going to bring her in a second.
Great.
So she said, put Jeremy Allen White back in the Geek Sqwad. We took him out.
I'm okay with that.
She also put Zendaya back in. We kicked Zendaya out.
Okay, so I have when we talked to Quinn, I do have a question about my question is, should Geek Sqwad, what is the overlap for Geek Sqwad and being on a Disney show or one of those kid shows, And I guess that's for Jeremy Allen White too, because he was like a kid on Shameless. So I just saw him too being a very kid on an episode of Law and Order from a million years ago, and he looks like he's about 15 years old. It's wild.
Well, I just want to give the rest of Quinn's takes because
let's go.
She said she'd kick out Austin Butler.
Whoa.
She'd kick out Jacob Elordi.
What?
She'd kick out Margaret Qualley.
Okay.
She'd kick out Sydney Sweeney. Her new pitches.
Okay.
Rachel Sennett.
Okay.
Io on the list. Rachel Zegler on the list.
Okay.
Barry Keoghan.
Okay.
There it is.
I don't know. I thought this said Lady Gaga. That's so funny. From this distance, it says Lucas Gage, and I read it as Lady Gaga, and I was about to be like, Quinn, what are you talking about?
Well, she's going to have to defend all this and the Vanity Fair coverage. Now, she did say Lucas Gage, and she replaced Nicholas Hoult, which we both agreed should not be in Geek Sqwad.
I'm fine with this.
With Harris Dickinson, who is on the Vanity Fair cover. And I have to say that looking at Quinn's hot takes, they match Vanity Fair's more than they match us. So, Quinn, you're now on. Quinn, you're now on. First of all, do you mind telling us how old you are?
First of all, thank you for letting me speak on this issue.
Yes.
This feels very important. I am 21. I just turned 21 a month ago.
Impossible.
This is why we need you here. We need to give you at least. I thought for some reason that you were 25. So this actually even means
juxtaposition
more.
is uncomfortable though. Only because for us as truly old people to be this puts into stark contrast how old we are.
Yes.
Talk to a genuinely young person. Okay. About the actors of your generation. Quinn.
So now, I guess my question to you is, how do you feel about these Vanity Fair covers? Your first take, because you've heard us talk about Geek Sqwad, and now you see the covers. What are you feeling about these actors? Anybody that you would kick off? anyone that, they got a lot right, according to you.
Well, right away, I don't like that they're called boys.
I
Okay.
agree.
I
Yeah,
think-
hate that.
I agree, but this is to me like what we do. We just want boys right now in a
But
way
it
that's
says
very
underneath our new class of leading men. So it's let's hear it for the boys, our new class of leading men. It's weird. The boy but boys is big. Boys is too big. And I feel like I don't know. I don't like boys either. I don't like it at all.
I think some of these actors are a little too sophisticated for Geek Squad or what they're trying to do here.
Yes. Okay. So
I would say Michael B. Jordan, like he to me is like above in another class
Agree.
than some of these actors. I still am not sold on Austin Butler. He looks kind of out of place in these photos. I don't know if it's just because he's wearing jeans, but I think he needs like one more meaty role for me to really...
And some pleated pants.
Yes, for me to really give in that he is one of the boys.
Now, Quinn, I do want to ask you, like, how would you define what the Geek Squad is? Because you've heard us try to tackle with a description for it, but like, what would you, because I like where you're going. I think your thinking is spot on, but like, how would you describe what the Geek Squad should represent?
I think it's up and coming actors. I think it's actors who would be seen at parties together, not promoting something. People who would genuinely hang out as boys.
Yeah. I think the part of it, I think, Quinn, you're absolutely right. Part of it is, and part of it building off of how this started with the Brat Pack of it, was that it also to me is who is around each other.
Right.
So, like the groupings that are in movies together, or, like St. Elmo's Fire, or like those movies that had groups of the Brat Pack or whatever. There's a bunch of these people that do fall into movies together and are seen together. And that to me is Geek Squad. Michael B. Jordan feels like completely extricated from all of that noise and nonsense. He is, like this saying, our new class of leading men. Michael B. Jordan has been a leading man already for years.
I mean, this is the next generation. I would argue that Michael B. Jordan is already ascended. He is going forward.
For sure.
I think Riz Ahmed has gone forward. Like, if we're talking about Jeremy Allen White, I think he's on the cusp. I think that's why we were wrestling with him, like, because The Bear is so big, but yet this Bruce Springsteen movie really flopped. So now it's like, I think it actually pushes him back a step it puts him back in the pot a little bit more. Now, Jacob Elordi not being on this, what do you think? Good move, bad move?
I was very surprised that him and Timothée Chalamet were both not on it. I feel like you can't talk about leading men without talking about Timothée Chalamet. I think I'm fine with Jacob Elordi not being there.
Okay.
And I think I'm more fine with Timothée Chalamet not being there because of the disharmony kind of happening. I also think it's interesting. I think Harris Dickinson and Jeremy Allen White are maybe the only two that have actually been in a movie together.
Okay, I like this.
And so to not put them on the same cover also feels a little awkward.
Yeah, like now Harris Dickinson is a person I was not really familiar with at all.
Baby girl.
Yeah, so this is it. Like Triangle of that guy. I am familiar. Okay, yes. Okay, sorry. The name didn't ring out, but I like him. I like him a lot.
See, and I think that's Geek Squad too, is you're seeing them, you like them,
right?
But they're not
household names.
Yeah.
Okay, I like this. All right, so
that's why I like. Can you put Quinn's list up? I like the grouping of. I think you're right. Rachel Sennett, Io. That crew hangs out together, that they appear in stuff. Like, I think Rachel Sennett's new show has a bunch of her peer group inside of that's kind of Geek Squad adjacent, but they are, I don't know, cool in a way that Geek Squad kind of isn't, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being I would love to hang out with the group that is Rachel Sennett and Io and that crew, because they are, and Barry Keoghan, all that list you have there, Quinn, because that seems like a great hang. Right.
But now I guess the question is, Quinn, as a 21-year-old, are there people, like, are you going out and partying? Is partying a part of this? Because maybe some of these people, to me, feel like they're not partying that much, that they feel like they are actually working on being professionals, right? Like, that's something I also get from all these people. They take it very seriously. The Brat Pack didn't take it that seriously. The Frat Pack were like having fun. These people feel like, it feels like Timothy Chalamet is learning how to play ping pong for 5 years, and and Austin Butler's changed his vocal range for the rest of his life. These people seem too intense. I don't know. I mean, do you think that do they seem fun to you?
They feel like they wouldn't all hang out together. Everyone
Right.
on these covers, I think maybe that's why they had to do 3 different versions, because they genuinely could not, everyone would not vibe in a room together.
Yeah.
The only person I would add to this array, I thought of Joe Alwyn,
Oh,
because
yeah. Oh,
him and
interesting.
Paul Mescal were I think they were in a movie together. They did a lot of interviews together. And they kind of were we're the sad boys of Hollywood.
Right.
And they tried to kind of coin that. So I think
Oh, I
one
like-
cover could have been, they should have divided it by these are the people who really know how to party. These are the really hard workers. These are the sad boys.
Yeah, because I do think there should have been some classes here, because I would put Riz Ahmed, Michael B. Jordan, Glenn Powell, maybe together.
Andrew Garfield, too,
And
I
Andrew
think,
Garfield,
yeah.
yes. That, we're doing it. They're probably up against each other for different parts. They're in one pocket. And then, I think that there needed to be a better breakup. But here, the way that
what is... I'm sorry, Paul.
Yeah.
What is... Rocky, A$AP Rocky's the only musician in here in a way that
he was in Highest to Lowest, right?
Oh, that must be it. Okay,
And
that's it. Yep.
he was also in Dope.
You're absolutely
But that
right.
Dope is a long time ago.
No. It's Highest to
He
Lowest.
was just in
It's Highest to Lowest.
If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You as well.
Oh, great.
Look at
Oh,
this.
cool.
Quinn
Okay.
knows what the fuck. She's got it. She's
I'm
on
excited
top
for
of it.
that movie. Boy,
Me
am I
too.
excited for that movie.
All right. So overall, we look to you now to be our helper here. This has been a highly debated thing. People come to us, they pitch us these things. Our hope was to get it out in the open, and I think that Vanity Fair has kicked the debate into full gear.
And I know that a lot of people are very comfortable with men in their 50s discussing the youth of the young actors and actresses. So it is very good to have a representative of that generation. Thank you, Quinn.
I want to say one thing to you too. I not to put you on the spot, but I feel like this is so weird that it's just men. I think it's weird because for so many reasons, but and I get they're trying to say this is the new leading men, but I would also argue, for the most part, you look at most of these people, and again, I'm going to take out Michael B. Jordan of this mix, and maybe Garfield. I'm going to say that these are not leading men that you're this. I don't think most of America is going that's our leading man. I think Hollywood's new class of actors is a better thing. But I guess my thing is there's so many great people out there. Just to focus on men, I felt like it was. I feel like it would be a much more interesting list to mix it up. The Boys and Girls Club of America, and the club is Hollywood. That would be my title.
I think when I think of Geek Squad, also I think of it being predominantly female, because I think I can just think of more cool women
Who else?
than boys.
Well, that's what I think. They and I thought they party more. They seem more fun. These guys, you've articulated what I meant, which is these guys seem like nerds. They're going to work on their stuff, and a lot of the other people seem like they are more life of the party. They're more like they're living their age, and I feel like that's that's inspiring. I don't know. I don't know where we get to, but I feel like this is going to be the battle. This is going to be the conversation of our ages.
Yeah, this is the talk. This is what we're talking about probably for the rest of our... This is probably what the podcast will transition into.
I think it has to. And we haven't even gotten June to weigh in. And I feel like that's something that really needs to be done in the year of 2026.
Yeah.
So, Quinn, thank you for joining us. Thank you for adding all this great perspective.
Of course.
Your list was essential. Thank you.
Essential.
Thank you for correcting us.
I was glad that my Harris Dickinson pick actually made it to the Vanity Fair cover. That's the one I'm okay with.
What about a Callum Turner, Quinn?
Ooh.
Where does Callum Turner fall? Mr. Dua Lipa.
When I first saw the cover, I thought he was Josh O'Connor. So I think that speaks.
Okay, also, where's Josh O'Connor?
If we're talking about Geek Squad, I think he's a little old. But
okay.
For this cover, I would agree. But Callum Turner, he has a movie coming out in a couple weeks, but I'm I don't think he is really a leading man, as Paul said.
Okay, this is where we have to get into it, and I guess
mean, it's also not for nothing. These covers are all people who have movies have just come out or are coming out for award season. So this is also press.
I feel like it came out like a week too early because Callum Turner's movie hasn't actually come out yet.
I mean, there you go. And now I guess the question I'm going to say is, this is the big one. Are we upset that there's not a single bit of Stranger Things representation, or are we done with that culturally? But I mean, Finn Wolfhard, could we get him on the cover? I mean, I don't know if he's a leading man. I don't know, but there's
That's a good point.
no Stranger Things on here. And that seems to be the talk of young, I say young Hollywood, but that's only because my kid goes to school in Los Angeles and they talk about Stranger Things a lot.
They haven't really translated, with the exception, I feel like, of Millie Bobby Brown, whose movies are massive hits on Netflix. They have not really translated, like Electric State didn't do anything. Like none of that cast. I mean, I guess Finn Wolfhard is in the Ghostbusters movies, but I don't know if they would pick him as a next generation leading man.
I would argue that the women have popped more, like Sadie Sink, and like she's also somebody who I think is going to be.
I guess there was who's the guy who is in Fantastic Four? I'm sorry, he's
Joseph Quinn.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, there's so much here.
Well, you are an essential.
Yeah, we'll get back to it. Thank you, Quinn.
Of course. Thank you, guys. Bye.
Now, Jason, we could debate Geek Sqwad all day, but there's a show that you're currently on that is definitely not Geek Sqwad.
It is not Geek Sqwad, and I'm plugging season 2 of A Man on the Inside, the Mike Schur, Ted Danson show on Netflix that is fantastic. The first season was absolutely hilarious and heartbreaking and beautiful. What a great show.
I love that show.
Mike Schur, of course, who created Parks and Rec and The Good Place. This is his new show. And boy, it is dynamite. I get to play if you can believe it, Paul, a real oddball weirdo named Apollo Lambrakis.
I love this.
Very funny. All episodes are dropping on the 20th, so you can check those out now.
All I'll say is that I liked Man on the Inside the first season, but when I saw the trailer to season 2, I was like, oh boy, this looks really even.
It's great.
I'm excited. It looked like they kind of switched it up.
I mean, the guest list is nuts.
Yeah,
it's
it really
Gary
is.
Cole. It's Max Greenfeld. It's got incredible people going on. And it's a blast. It's so fun.
I cannot wait. All right, Jason, we will be back, and you can check us out live. Remember to get your tickets for our live stream, the holiday live stream coming up. We're going to announce the movie next week, but you can watch it live around the world, people. Around the world.
Around the world.
Thank you, Jason, for chatting with me. But now it's time to finally announce our next movie. Next week, we're going to go from the undead to Santa's Sled. That's right. Next week, we are watching the 1991 made-for-TV animated holiday special, The Christmas Tree. Now, hold on, people. This movie is only 45 minutes, so this is going to be a fun one. IMDb describes the plot as this. The heartless Mrs. Malvada runs an orphanage where kids live in miserable conditions because she keeps all the donation money for herself. She hires a new assistant who, along with Santa, helps the kids finally have a Merry Christmas. Now, this movie is not on Rotten Tomatoes, so instead we turn to our Letterboxd user, Lauren, who writes, "This was awful, but I was laughing my ass off the entire time. It's like The Room, but Christmas. Whoa. I cannot wait." Now, there isn't a trailer for this movie, so instead, take a listen to this short teaser clip.
And Mrs. Mavilda continued receiving donations from the mayor. Little did he know that the money was destined to pursuits other than bettering the lives of the children.
Frank? Mavilda, do you feel lucky tonight? Good, darling, because we're going to have a game tonight. Come over at 8 o'clock. And don't forget the champagne. I'll see you later then. Here goes the children's money again.
Okay, I haven't watched this one, but I'm told it's a real doozy, and it's got to be seen to be believed. And you can stream The Christmas Tree for free on Tubi or rent it on Amazon Prime Video. Heads up, there are tons of movies called The Christmas Tree, so make sure you're watching the animated one from 1991 with a runtime of 43 minutes. Now, I would normally say go to Hoopla and Canopy and Libby, but I don't know if they will have this. That is it for Last Looks, people. If you listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, please rate and review us and make sure you are following us and have automatic downloads turned on. Have automatic downloads turned on. It helps the show, and we appreciate it. Visit us on social media at HDTGM, and a big thank you to our producers Scott Sonny, Molly Reynolds, and our engineer Casey Holford, as well as our social media manager Zoe Applebaum and our intern Quinn Jennings. And as always, we give it up to our dear Avril Halley. We will see you next week for the Christmas tree. Bye for now.